with lava cake gate.
5 pieces.
Five's the official count.
Okay. Lava cake gate. If anyone who's at the game tonight feels like I treated them poorly for not getting 70, kind of not letting Ellis shoot at the end, a one-page essay on why I should buy them a lava cake, send it to the office. I will take you up to Domino's and we will get you a lava cake. But you need the ticket now. And if you don't want to write an essay, a nice bar graph or a pie graph is fine too. My enjoyment of the game with lava cakes, 78%, without 22. I take full responsibility, although if Tony wasn't a poor college kid, I'd make him split it with me because he missed the front end of a one-on-one. So,
Is that what happened at the end? Your guys on the bench were telling him to go after.
well, that was they had extended, and if they're still playing, we have to still play. I mean, you shouldn't have to hold the ball against the team that's trapping. So they trapped in the backcourt. We pushed, we got it over there, and Ellis is looking like, should I go? Should I go? The whole bench is telling him, yeah. And you could tell deep in his eyes, he didn't want to be that guy to score in a situation like that. So I stepped up and was the bad guy, and I've got to live with that. The game, listen, half of the court, it was clunky, okay? I saw that word used last night by with the women's game. The headline was clunky offense.
Oh, yes.
So clunky, yeah, let's diversify, get you a thesaurus for Christmas. But the other half of the court, after a really bad start defensively, was a total gem for about 30 minutes. And that's worth noting. And I know I'm a positive guy, and I know, listen, we're up 6, and I wasn't concerned, even though we didn't have a thing going offensively, because we were stringing together stops like crazy. That's a long, long journey from where we started this thing at. And they have good guards. We talked about it coming into the game. Maybe your Thanksgiving Day conspiracy theories, right, by the way. But regardless, they were sitting on 50 with about a minute and a half left there. And part of me just wanted to cry a little bit, just shed a tear. I was so happy about that. On the offensive end, it took us a long time to figure out what we could do to make it work against their switches. By the end, we're getting downhill again, and we start to look like ourselves again. It just took about 36 minutes longer than I wish it would have. I filibustered you long enough. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, was it just kind of warming up defensively? Because, what was it, 8 minutes in or so, they had 20 points. They only got 5 more the rest of the half. It looked like
we gave up some in transition. We talked a lot about not letting them down the lane line. They pranced right down the lane line a couple times. We'd worked heavily on our positioning, trying to take that away.
Did you guys just get angry? You know, what
I would say definitely our guys weren't going out like that. Whether that's anger or whether that's just a little more focus. But it is the first time since I've been here that I thought, you know what, this may not be the prettiest, but we're not losing this because we're really making them take tough shots right now, and that's a great thing.
Did Jason Carter do enough that, you know, if Kenny has to sit for a while, then you kind of figure out what to do with your rotation? You started Rodney tonight, and it just looked like your balance was a little bit off, your spacing was a little bit off.
You know, we were so bad offensively all night that I certainly wouldn't want to. I see us in practice, and we scored just fine with him out there. It might have been a little bit of a perfect storm with the way they were guarding us, and then Rodney out there. For the spurt that we really kind of broke away, I went back with our more traditional lineup with Gavin at the 3 and Jason at the 4. And Jason's strong play tonight certainly helped us do that. But I mean, we had a lot go really wrong for us offensively. Tony Campbell's 2 for 9. I couldn't get him to sit down at the post for the life of me. I didn't like the way they were guarding him from a technical standpoint. It was a great job by them. I thought he might have deserved a few more trips to the line, but he let that affect him a little bit. He let foul trouble affect him a little bit. Jerron didn't have his strongest night of the year at 5 for 17 and looked at times like he was settling. So to heap that on Rodney.
Not so much heaping it on him, but it just looked like you guys were used to playing with one guy at the 4. You change one piece and then when got out of sync.
I guess I'll say this. We have to have more production out of Gavin at the 4 if he's going to be stepping in to Kenny's role. And again, for a chunk of time, he started getting into the paint a little bit. He started the game with 2 turnovers and 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes. That's a real rough start. So the rotations got much, much tighter because we had just had so much kind of hemorrhaging going on, but we kept getting stops. And I liked the defensive end of the court, what we had going on out there. I got to get more out of Mike Laster. He had a rough night. He came in for 4 minutes, and Jugovic knocks down 2 threes on him just like that. He's better than that. I know that. He knows that. We're good that way. But, you're trying to win the game that night. And my thought process at times tonight was they shouldn't be too tired. We've had a week since we've played. We got a day off tomorrow. It's funny. I get the time-honored question, you're going to wear Jerron out. You're playing him too many minutes. You need to understand in the big view that the amount of minutes that he runs in practice adds up to a lot more than you play on a given night. 40 minutes in a given night is, okay, it's hard, but you can do it. But the minutes that you go at him in practice, that you try to extract something from him in practice, has a lot more to do with your legs at the end of the year. It just really does. We don't go for 3 hours. We haven't gone for over 2 hours this year. A lot of times it's more like an hour and a half. So, on a given night, if we have to push deep, we have to push deep. Tonight, we redlined a few guys with minutes, but I don't want to start losing. I want to keep winning. We can get these guys better in practice. For all the reps that Jerron gets in practice tonight, maybe Mike needs some of those reps in practice. Maybe, certainly Gavin could use some reps in practice coming up.
What can you tell us about Kenny?
It's real simple. He injured it badly. We tried to bring him back yesterday in practice. He looked like he was playing very defensively with it. He didn't look comfortable out there at all. I pulled him aside and I said, Kenny, you don't feel very good out there, do you? He goes, no. He goes, I'm trying to get back into the rhythm. His shoulder has been an issue since high school, and he's had a lot of work done on it. He's had 2 surgeries on it. And it's his shooting shoulder. Now he had some adrenaline going down at Georgia Tech, and he was able to finish out the game. And he didn't hurt it any worse. It popped out one time. But until he's more comfortable, A, isn't right with the team to put a guy out there that can't perform and help us. But B, with him, we got to look at this with a little bigger picture. His shoulder has gone through some things, and you know what? If I have to pick my spots where I get to have him this year, he's certainly off to a great start. I've got to manage that however I see fit. And we came to a mutual agreement that it was just a really good idea to see if these next couple days of rest help him out. It'll be day to day. It'll just be day to day. I know this, that both him and I both feel like we need to see more out of him until we're comfortable throwing him out there in live battle. And in the meantime, listen, if we're going to get to where we need to get to, Rodney and Jason need to keep developing. So you get a lot of minutes you get 28 minutes out of Jason. And you get, what do we have out of Rodney? 29 minutes out of Rodney. Those will pay dividends in March. They'll have to.
Did Jason show you anything that was new, different, better, exciting than what you've seen?
No, that's just him at his best, and you see a lot in practice. Well, Jason gets to learn some things. I mean, you're going up against Kenny and Tony in practice every day. He's on a pretty steep learning curve, but he just makes the easy, obvious play, and he does it with such regularity that it's really efficient. And I know when that ball is getting wrestled for down in the paint, he's got a way better than 50% chance of coming out with it. He's just a tough kid. I don't know why you wouldn't want to coach a kid like him. He's a blast. He does everything so fundamentally solid. In a world full of Christmases where everybody's getting virtual reality machines and Xboxes, he's building blocks. That's what he is. He's just good, solid building blocks. That's the kind of guy. What's unbelievable, and this is the thing that can't be forced, is the trust that his teammates have in him. And they just believe. I think Tony Campbell is his fan club leader. Tony's not easy to impress now. Tony's got him pegged for lottery pick and the whole deal.
He said before, he's future MVP of this conference.
Yep, that's pretty heady stuff. But I tell you what he is. He's a great option to throw out there.